Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanam Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikai Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Narayanam Gurum Vande Sharanyam Bhakta Bandhavam Gaudamanubhishtam Purnam Radhadasyam Pradayakam Rupanugacharya Varyambu Rupamanjari Preshtakam Patita Pavana Karuniyam Yugacharya Narayanam Vanchakalpataruvyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tuise Namaha. Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Ismeraha Saramurali Manohara Radhikara Sikamam Kriparidem Swapriya Charana Kinkarim Kuru Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vrindai Tulasi Devi Ai Priyai Keshavasacha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare Hare. So first of all, I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramarajatama Shri Guru Pada Padma Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astotara Satasi Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev, and to my worshipable Shikshan Sannyasa Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupada Astotara Satasi Srimad Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, and to all Shri Rupando Gauriya Guru Varga, to all Tridandi Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my most respectful obeisances. So by the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time. So now we are starting the chapter 5 of Sri Rasa Pancadhyayi, which corresponds to the chapter 33 of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna performed Rasa dance with the gopis. Verse 1. Sri Shuka Vacha Itam Bhagavato Gopyaha Shrutva Vacha Srupeshalaha Jahur Viraha Jam Tapam Tadango Pachita Shishaha. So Shukadeva Goswami said, O king, hearing Bhagavan Shri Krishna's sweet words, relieved the gopis of the last remnants of their distress of separation. All their desires were fulfilled when they received the touch of the limbs of their dearmost beloved, the abode of utmost beauty and sweetness. So now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Toshani. The supreme and enchanting Rasa Lila shines forth with great splendor in this world. This pastime of Rasa Lila, it is actually showing the superiority of the gopis in comparison to Lakshmi Devi. So after feeling distressed by Krishna's disappearance, now the gopis, they heard the lovely words of Krishna and they became relieved. So they were suffering from the heat of separation from the past and also what they might feel in the future as well. So Krishna, he said, I am eternally indebted to you, and that has cleared the pain of separation from the past of what they have lived, experienced. And when Krishna says, I never leave you, I'm always with you, even at the time of separation, that has removed the fear of separation in the future. So in the previous chapter, the verse 9, it is mentioned that the gopis, they were fearing that Krishna, he might leave again. But now they are somehow free from this anguish of the future. In this shloka, we have two different meanings. One is that the gopis' desires were fulfilled by touching Krishna's transcendental body. But the other meaning is that actually Krishna fulfilled all his desires by embracing and touching the gopis. So by hearing the sweet words of Krishna, the gopis were pacified and they became without any distress. Now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sarartha Darshini. So this chapter 33 of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, describes the Rasa dance of Krishna, how he is walking in the forest, how he is sporting the water, as well as the answer of Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit's question. When the gopis heard Krishna's most charming and love-filled words, and they received the touch of his body, then their amorous desires were fulfilled. So in this way, the anguish they were feeling of separation was completely dissipated. So, and there are also two meanings in this verse. One is that Krishna, he became completely satisfied by touching the bodies of the gopis, who are full of Mahabhava. So in this way, he is manifesting to everyone the superiority of their love in comparison to anyone else. The man of the gopis, described in the end of the previous chapter, was totally pacified by the exchange of questions and answers between them and Krishna. After that, they began their amorous pastimes by kissing and embracing each other. Now verse number 2. Tatrara bhatta govindo rasakridam anuvratai striratneram vita priteir anyonya baddha bahudhi. Those jewels of women, the gopis whose hearts were fully focused on their beloved, linked their arms together and encircled Govinda, who joyfully inaugurated the playful Rasa dance on the enchanting bank of the Yamuna. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Toshani. So finally, Krishna and the gopis, they came to an agreement. From the very beginning, Krishna wanted to dance and sing together with the gopis. And now he was able to start the great Rasa Lila festival. So Govinda, who is the eternal controller of Gokul, who possesses unlimited opulence, beauty, and sweetness, he manifested his position as the supreme jewel among all men. And the Braja Gopis, they are the best among all other ladies. So they established their superior position among all the other ladies. So the supreme male, the Parampurusha, along with the most beautiful and qualified women, are the perfect ingredients for the beginning of Rasa Lila. So the gopis, they were overwhelmed by the love for Krishna, and therefore they became completely under his control. Therefore they joined their arms together and they started the Rasa dance. In this way, they were like locked in a circle, all linked by the arms, like a perfect circle. But how it was? Krishna's arms were actually around the neck of the gopis, like this, and the gopis' arms, they were linked together. So Rasa Lila necessarily involves dancing in a circle, and the male person should hold the neck of the female dancers who are linking their arms together to make the circle. So now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sarartha Darshini. Rasa is created by the combination of the pleasurable activities of dancing, singing, kissing, embracing, etc. So all these ingredients, they should be present in abundance for the Rasa Lila. Also the gopis, they should be completely favorable to Krishna and totally overwhelmed in love for him. In this way, they join their arms together and make the circle to begin to dance. Verse number 3. Rasotsava sampravrito gopi mangala mandita yogeshwarena krishnena tasammadhi dvayor dvayo pravishtena grihitaham kanti swanikatam striya yam maniram nabastava vimana shatta sankulam Devo kasham sadaranam autsukya paritatmanam. Shri Krishna's divine Rasa Lila festival commenced with thousands and thousands of gopis forming a circle around him. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the master of mystic yogis, expanded himself and stood between every two gopis and embraced their necks, his arms. Each maiden felt that her beloved was standing next to her alone. The demigods were overcome with excitement to witness this festival and hurried there with their wives and their celestial airplanes, which soon filled up the sky. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Toshani. Rasa means that is a combination of so many different rasas or divine mellows. So one word is Rasa with long A, and the other word is Rasa with short A. Rasa with short A, it means divine mellows. Mellows means sentiments, moods. When there is Rasa, means that there are so many rasas being tasted, relished at the same time. So the Rasa festival is the occasion of special activities filled with happy emotions. And such activities means dancing in a circle, for example. The life and soul of Rasa brings together and spreads mellows in groups for dancing. And that creates a pleasure of different types of passions. This is called Rasa Kadamba Moy. Just dancing in a circle with different movements, that cannot be called Rasa. Rasa must have so many different types of activities. So in Rasa, Krishna is the center point of this festival. Because Krishna is the condensed form of all kinds of blissful mellows, means Rasa Swarupa. So the gopis, they come together in a circle, giving so much beauty to this Rasa pastime. Sri Parashara Muni has given a special description of the way this dance is happening. So the Rasa Mandala has been created with all the gopis together in one place. And Krishna, he was in between each gopi. So Krishna is holding the hand of each gopi, and the gopi's eyes are like half closed in ecstasy due to Krishna's touch. So the Rasa dance started with the sound of their bangles moving and the singing of the autumn ragas in all that place. So in this verse, Shukadeva Goswami, he said, Tasam Madhe Dvayor Dvayoho. Krishna was standing between every two gopis. If he would say only Dvayor once, then it would mean that Krishna was just standing between two gopis. But because he said twice Dvayor Dvayor, indicates that he was standing between each pair of gopi in counting all total of gopis. In the verse number 6, it is said that he was just like a sapphire among the gold beads. So Krishna was situated between every two gopis, embracing their necks with both his arms. Many people think that they were holding hands. No, Krishna was holding their necks like this, and the gopis were holding after their hands like connecting. Bihomangala Thakur also confirms this when he writes that the formation of the Rasa Mandala was such that there was one Krishna between every two gopis and one gopi between every two Krishnas. So Krishna, he expanded in so many different forms. But at the same time, he was in the center of the circle playing his flute. So he was making everyone dance, including himself. So there is a book about the process of worship called Krama Dipika that prescribes the worship of a couple. And then there it says that Krishna was situated between each pair of gopis. So Krishna has to reciprocate with all his beloveds. Otherwise, no one should feel that is being neglected. So Krishna and all the gopis, they were thinking that Krishna is just next to me and embracing only me. In this way, Krishna, he inaugurated the Rasa Lila to share happiness with the gopis. And he placed, so just to make sure that each gopi was about to relish the full splendor of the Rasa festival, he placed himself next to every gopi, because all of them were equally deserving to taste this joy. Each gopi was thinking, Krishna is present in many places at once due to his unparalleled skill in dancing, but I have embraced him directly. So all the gopis, they were overwhelmed with delight, thinking that Krishna is next to me. So due to their bliss, as they relished this unique pleasure, they were so bewildered that they could not understand that Krishna was present actually on both sides of them. How astonishing is that Krishna, although he was one, he entered in between each pair of gopis. So he could do this because as Yogeshwar, he is the master of Yogamaya. And that makes him able to manifest all these forms by his own desire, without any external inspiration. The demigods, they roam around in the sky, but when they suddenly saw the Rasa Lila begin, they gathered together to witness this spectacle, and their celestial airplanes filled with the whole sky. So now one question might arise. The sky was covered with their aircrafts. So was the moon also covered, making the area dark? So the answer is that the moon was still illuminating in the whole area because the demigods' aircraft, they were above the moon, not in front of it. Demigods, they were not flying on the sky nearby the Rasa place. They were very far away. It is said that Brahma, Rudra, and other demigods, they came with great eagerness to witness this Rasa festival. So it means that this festival is not celebrated in any other planet. The demigods, they were avid, means very eager to watch Bhagavan dancing. However, since they are in Dasya Rasa, servitorship, they are not qualified to witness the full Rasa Lila. They could not witness the most confidential part of amorous activities. Because Yogamaya covered their eyes and they only could see the dancing, she did not allow them to witness the more intimate exchanges. Now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sarartha Darshini. Shri Krishna's Rasa festival with the gopis gives nectarian pleasure to the eyes and hearts of the devotees, who are like the Chataka birds. So this is described here that Shri Krishna entered between each and every pair of gopis and they stood in a circle, initiating the festival of dance with so much enthusiasm. But we should not think that Krishna, he is the active agent who inaugurated the Rasa. He is not the actually real cause of this Rasa. Rasa Lila itself was actually the cause, the agent. The Rasa Lila was invested with the independent power by Krishna himself to start this pastime. So the Rasa pastime herself has performed the whole management. And Krishna, he became just one instrument in the festival. So here he is saying that Rasa is an independent type of personality or entity. Krishna himself, along with all his energies and all his different pastimes, they are actually subservient to the all-powerful Rasa Lila, whose glories have been broadcast throughout the universe. For this reason, Lakshmi was very eager to join this festival, but she was not successful. So how could Shri Krishna enter between every pair of gopi and embrace them with his arms? So this is actually explained in the verse number 6, which will come afterwards, by saying that Krishna was just like a sapphire in between so many gold beads. So Krishna entered in between each pair of gopis, not only one pair, but each pair of gopis. So, but at the same time, he was present in the center, like the whorl of a lotus. But how he was present between each gopi? Not that he multiplied himself. Actually, he danced so fast, moving around in a circle, that looks like there is one Krishna between each pair of gopis. So in this way, he was able to embrace 300 million gopis and at the same time be present in the center. So here we can see that the number of gopis is also different. It's 300 million, but sometimes was saying 1 billion according to different places. So it means that Krishna was moving faster than a firebrand. When you put fire on the tip of an iron bar and you spin like this, it will show like a circle in the fire point. Vibhavamangala Thakur also describes this, that in the Rasa Mandala, there was one Madhava between every two gopis. and one gopi between every two Madhavas. But at the same time, he was present in the center of the circle playing his flute. Krishna, he could accomplish such astonishing pastime because he is Yogeshwara. So he is expert in all arts, and in this pastime he has displayed his supreme ability. And the other meaning of Yogeshwara is that he is a supreme master of Yogamaya, who can accomplish the impossible possible. So Krishna understood that all the gopis, they desire to be with him and be embraced by him. Therefore, he was also very eager to embrace them. In this way, Yogamaya, she gave the solution by manifesting one Krishna for each gopi. So there are two ways of understanding this sentence, Tasam Made Dvayor Pravishtina. First one is that two separate Krishnas were on each side of every gopi, touching her with their arms. But at the same time, each gopi was feeling the presence of only one Krishna, not two. So the second interpretation is that Krishna, he entered between every two gopis. So every gopi thought that Krishna is very close to me and embracing only me, because Krishna's phenomenal dancing skill allows him to be seen by each gopi and at the same time be also in the middle of the Rasa dance. So there Krishna, who was embracing Vrindavaneshwari Shri Radha, who was confirmed in the Radha Shaktanama Stotra as the suppermost gopi and the only reason for the Rasa Lila. Brahma and other demigods, they were eager to watch Krishna's dance performance, and they came with their wives in their airplanes, which filled up the sky. However, because the demigods, they are in the mood of servitorship, dasarasa, they are not qualified to witness the confidential parts of the Rasa Lila, because Yogamaya covered the gopis from their sight. But the demigods' wives, they were qualified, and they could see both the dance and also the intimate activities between Krishna and gopis. This is the end of the commentary. So now we are continuing with the verse number 4. Tato dum dum bhayo nedur nipetu pushpa vrithaya jagur gandharva pataya sastri kasta yasho malam. The divine kettle drums from the heavenly planets started resounding, and flowers rained down as the Gandharvas and their wives sang Shri Krishna's splendid glories. So from the previous verse, we learned that actually the demigods, they were floating on their airplanes, even higher than the moon itself. And also we heard that the demigods, they were not able to watch Krishna's intimate interactions with the gopis. That was only allowed to the demigoddesses. Because Yogamaya Devi, she made some type of arrangement that only the demigoddesses were able to watch, because the demigods, they were not qualified to watch that. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Tushani. So now the demigods are singing and playing about Krishna's magnificence. And they play the kettle drums, which are divine and necessary for any auspicious festival. And they start playing, they start sounding by themselves. No need anyone to play them to make sound. Wherever the kettle drums and other musical instruments are mentioned later on, we should understand that they are actually playing by themselves. There is no one playing them. So the kettle drums, they begin to play, indicating that the auspicious Rasa festival has started. And they also act as the agent to gather all the gopis in their own groups. Also, an abundance of flowers fell down, covering the whole arena of Rasa. And the chief Gandharva, who had one-pointed faith for Krishna, he started singing Krishna's spotless glories along with his wives and different apsaras. And the power of this song removed the dirt in the hearts of all living entities. So therefore, it is said that at that time, all the mundane desires from the heart of the Gandharvas were completely eliminated, cleaned. There is no commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, so we are going to the verse 5. Balayanam nu puranam kinkininam chayoshitam sapriyanam abuchabdas tumulu rasa mandale. As all the gopis started dancing with their beloved Shyama Sundar in the Rasa Mandala, the ringing of their armlets, ankle bells and waist bells mixed together, creating a sweet sound that spread in all directions. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Tushani. After explaining the festival of the demigods showering flowers, Shukadeva Goswami, he now describes the musical sounds connected to the Ras with this verse. So the Brajadevi's bangles, ankle bells, and waist bells, they created a loud sound. Pinkini means an ornamental waist belt decked with tiny bells that they put around their waist. So the gopis decorated themselves as women are wont to do with bangles and other ornaments. And Krishna expanded himself in as many forms as there were gopis. And his armlets and other ornaments made the same loud sound. Now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The sound of the gopis' ornaments mixed with the sound of the mridangas and the flute also. But these were not the main instruments. The louder instruments were the ringing of the bells and the ankle bells, etc. Now verse number 6. Tatra chishushubhe tabir bhagavam devaki sutta madhye maninam hanimanam mahamara kato jatha. In that Rasa dance, Bhagavan Shri Krishna was shining in the midst of the Braja Sundaris, like a dazzling blue sapphire surrounded by gold beads. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Tushani. Now Shukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj that person whom you celebrate as Devaki Sutta, he is endowed with all opulences and charms. But he became more resplendent in the assembly of the fair Braja maidens, the Braja gopis. So, but we have to understand that the wife of Nanda Maharaja, she has two names, Jashoda and Devaki. So, Krishna, the son of Jashoda, is extremely charming, but he becomes more attractive among the Braja gopis just as a blue sapphire's beauty shines in a string of gold beads. So this example is given to describe the beauty of Krishna and how he becomes even more beautiful when he is surrounded by the gopis. Actually, Krishna, he manifested many forms at the same time, but he was also standing in the center of the Rasa dance. There, he increased the beauty of the whole Rasa dance by playing on the flute and roaming around with Radha. So in the Krama Dipika, we find the following statements, that the Braja Gopis, they arrange themselves in a circle by holding each other's hands. Shri Krishna was present in the center, and he expanded himself in many forms. And these manifestations, they entered between every two gopis and embraced them around their necks with his arms. So Krishna was present in the center of many jewels. It means that a resplendent pillar made of jewels was shining in the center of the whirl of a large red lotus. Also, his chest became reddish from the embrace of the young gopis, whose breasts were smeared with kumkum. Shri Krishna was standing in the middle of the Rasa Mandala, playing on his flute. The gopis standing in a circle are compared to the necklace of golden beads. Just as the necklace of golden beads greatly enhances the loveliness of the blue sapphire in its center, similarly, the embrace of his golden complexion beloved greatly increase the blue sapphire beauty. Some say that Shri Krishna has a natural blue complexion like a sapphire, but he enhanced his beauty marvelously by dancing skillfully with great speed, spinning around and embracing the necks of the golden complexion gopis. So when Krishna's blue complexion touches the golden complexion of the gopis, he manifests the color of an emerald with a very bluish tinge. Emerald is dark green. because blue and yellow together they become green. It was due to his skillful dancing and not to the special power of being God that caused this fascinating beauty to shine forth in this way. So actually, let us try to reconcile this thing from what we have heard in this verse, also in the previous verse. So we heard that there was only one Krishna, and he was dancing so fast that he appeared to be separately with all the gopis. Okay, no problem. There is only one Krishna, and he's dancing very fast. But when he's interacting with each gopi, that Krishna is doing something different than the next Krishna. So it means that there were many Krishnas at the same time. So there was only one, but at the same time there were many. This fact we cannot deny. Although he has not multiplied himself as an expansion to be with each gopi. At the same time, when he's dancing separately with each gopi, that makes one type of different Krishna. So that makes clear all the statements we heard. So now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Sarartha Darshini. The son of Devaki, Shri Krishna, belongs to the race of Kshatriyas, warriors, and he is Bhagavan, possessing all 6 opulences in full. But when he is among the Brajagopis, he becomes especially resplendent. Shri Krishna's blue sapphire complexion shines like an emerald when it comes in contact with the golden complexioned gopis. So this combination is very beautiful. But when when he's close to the gopis, he manifests a type of greenish complexion due to the presence of the golden color. Now verse number 7. Padanya sair bhuja viduthibi sa ismitar bruhilasir bhajang madescha chalakucha patay kundalir gandalolai svidyam mukya kavara rasana granthaya krishna vadhu gayantastam tarita ivata mega chakre virejuhu. The gopis sang Shri Krishna's nectarian pastimes very sweetly and danced with expert footwork that matched with their artistic and elegant hand gestures. They smiled playfully and arched their eyebrows. Their waists bent dramatically. The veils covering their breasts fluttered. Their earrings swung on their cheeks. Their faces perspired, and their braids and waist belts came loose. As the boundlessly beautiful Braja maidens danced with their love, they shone like golden streaks of lightning flashing in a bank of blue clouds. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Toshani. Krishna was looking extraordinarily beautiful with the gopis, and they also looked most wonderful with him. So this verse gives a detailed description of their fascinating movements as they danced in various ways. Sometimes they went forward and sometimes backwards, and sometimes they gestured elegantly with their hands. One might ask how they could make these movements while they were holding each other's hands. Well, the answer is that sometimes they let go of each other's hands. Their dancing eyebrows and the gentle smiles on their faces express their various sentiments as they dance with extreme expertise, and their delicate waists swaying naturally from side to side. Sometimes when they spun very quickly like a potter's wheel, it appeared that their slender waists might break. Previously, they had offered their veils to Krishna for his seat. So when he got up, they picked up their veils and covered themselves again. Krishna's beloveds sang his glories, and gathering together in their own groups, they shone brilliantly as they circled around him. So one might ask how they looked. They looked like lightning in a mass of clouds. The example of lightning in the clouds expresses a natural relationship between Shri Krishna and the Brajagopis. So one might raise the objection that the verse 6 does not mention the relationship between Krishna and the gopis when it says that their meeting creates very special splendor. So that would appear to mean that their relationship is occasional, not of a married couple. But in the present verse, wrapped in the excitement of wonderful pleasure. Shukadeva Goswami says that the gopis are Krishna Vadva, means the brides of Shri Krishna, and their relationship is eternal. So the example of lightning in the clouds confirms this. Although Krishna and the gopis are not married, the gopis are to be seen as his eternal consorts due to the superiority of their vast love. So now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Saraptadarshini. Shri Krishna, the blue sapphire, became even more handsome in the assembly of the golden-colored gopis. Now, this verse relates how Shri Krishna's presence enhanced the gopis' beauty. So, the gopis have very expert foot movements as they dance artistically. Sometimes they move forward, sometimes backwards, and sometimes they spun like a potter's wheel with hand gestures that match the melody and rhythm of the song. They were singing extraordinary songs, accompanied by various indigenous movements of the hands, feet, and facial expressions. So they held each other's hands, but sometimes they let go and quickly again caught their hands, acting according to the songs. Their gentle smiles and various suggestive expressions of the eyebrows further evinced their own particular moods that inspired their expert dancing and singing. The gopi, they spiraled very swiftly in the dance, and their slender waists bent till it seemed that they would break. Previously, the gopis, they spread their veils on the ground for Shri Krishna to sit on. Now they picked up those veils and covered themselves at the commencement of the dance. But now they're dancing so quickly that those veils are flying away. So Shukadeva Goswami, he has referred the gopis as Krishna Vadva, meaning the brides of Krishna, or to be enjoyed by him. Vadhu means, Vadhu, which means bride, has three meanings according to the dictionary: wife, daughter-in-law, and woman in general. If you take the meaning of as wife, it contradicts the statement of Bhishmadev in Srimad Bhagavatam 1:940, who says, "Let me surrender to Shri Krishna, who enjoyed with the wives of the gopis." So Bhishmadev addressed the gopis as the wives of the gopas, not as Krishna's wives. So it means that they are not Krishna's wives. Then Sri Sanatana Goswami has also elucidated Krishna Vadva as fair-limbed gopis embraced by Shama Sundar, to be enjoyed and sheltered by him only. So this is the end of the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. My pranams to all devotees. Vancha kalpatarvesha kripa sindhu bheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo. Hare Krishna.